everybody. Welcome to episode 201. Wow. Of the Good Kraken Show. It is March 25th. I am your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, and I am joined today by my wonderful brethren at the table. First up, the screaming Polynesian himself, the ungod-abiding individual with the upside-down cross hat, Ernell Pearson.
Hey, what's happening,
How
baby?
you
Shark
doing,
Daddy
baby?
for Press 2024. Let's go. Boys, I am so excited to talk about this again. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
God damn. What a night. What a night last night was watching this, boys. I'll tell you what. I'm excited for this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, I was sweating in like a good way. I was like, oh yeah.
Nuts.
Oh yeah. Nuts.
Dude, I was so sweaty by the end of this movie. Like my whole body was like kind of clammy. I don't know if you guys had the same thing, but I was like on the edge of my seat the entire time, bro. Not literally, but
my like butt was definitely moist, like 100%. Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, nuts. We are also joined today by my wonderful little cherry blossom, Garrick Bartholomew. How you doing, baby?
Chilling. Been up since the early AM, playing some of that Diablo 4 open beta. You know,
That's
I
right.
refuse.
Getting my
to
time
play
in.
it.
Getting my time in. Hey man, I want the wolf pup. I want the wolf pup pet. I want my name in the ceiling on the cathedral. And I want to fight the world boss for the first time with everybody else during the open beta. After I've done those things, I can be happy. Also, you are going to be really, really pleased with the design of the druids, Mr. No.
The druids? Okay. All right.
They thick. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Okay.
Thick.
Oh, all right. I like it. I like
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I gotta play Diablo 4 now.
It's in open beta.
I know.
I made my
P5
my barbarian. I made him look like Kratos, like
Yeah,
He
you
almost
looks like
spot on.
Kratos.
like almost spot on. It's
I'm
so
full
sick.
in. I'm full into the druid way of
Yeah.
life, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, who all did we pick again that we were wanting to do? I know Garrick said druid. Devin said barbarian. I don't remember what I picked. It'll be
There's,
all-
there's barbarian,
so I don't-
barbarian,
I don't know.
druid, rogue, sorcerer, and necromancer.
Necro. Yeah,
That's right. Okay. Yeah, I still refuse to play it until release date, but you know that's
fine.
I think
Hey,
it's just
I
Necro.
respect it. I just want the early stuff because I'm that guy. I'm also going to be pre-ordering here soon to get that early access.
I'll do that. But
Yeah.
And how?
We are also joined today by the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Twitch's very own DJ
what's happening, baby?
Hey, it's okay, Amos.
I am being chill. I'm doing all right. I'm just excited to talk about John Wick today because
Goddamn.
me and my friend Z, we went to go see it, and we were just left. We left the theater in like just absolute like amazement.
Disappointment.
Of what we just watched.
Absolute
Yeah, no,
awful
I actually
movie.
hated the movie.
I
Like
cannot
I
wait.
threw popcorn at the screen, like everyone else did it in the theater. It was
Yep.
just a disappointment. Through and through.
Standing boovation because everyone booed at the end of it. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk
it
about
was
how bad
just-
this movie was.
Goddamn, dude. Awful movie. Awful fucking movie.
Man, the CGI was like so bad. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. All of
Like,
it.
see how
All of it.
John moved? Like,
Choreography,
Terrible.
dog shit.
Yeah, he had like stunt doubles even when he was talking to
they
people.
didn't even use real guns.
Yeah.
What I heard.
You can see the orange tips on him.
Chucky had better choreography in this movie.
You know what also has better choreography than this movie? Not this show, because this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. Sorry, DJ. If you're riding this wave, you
Okay.
can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, tell them, DJ.
Prime Gaming.
You also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us. Help us keep pushing out content for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken, ! And leaving a review there.
The best podcast in Kazakhstan. I got you, DJ. I got you.
What? Huh? What?
We got some captain's orders for y'all. Yo, join us on our Discord. Tell us what you guys want to see from us. Tell us what you like about GK. Tell us what you don't like about GK. Tell us what we could do better. Tell
like
us
or
what
no.
we're doing awesome.
Tell us how
Check
bad
out,
that choreography in this movie is.
Yeah. Tell us how bad the choreography in this show is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh no. Stream elements isn't working.
Exposing ourselves.
Oh, do commands not work with highlighted messages?
No,
Nope.
no, it doesn't. You have,
Nope,
you have
they
to do
don't.
them
They don't.
separately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just separately.
Shit,
You know
oh.
what I'm saying? Morbid, thank you for that subscription. We love you.
Yeah. Always loving on you. That's and this is what I do to you because I love you.
Nut. Nuts and cum.
Yeah, guys, come hang out in Discord. We chill in there a lot, playing video games, just talking about shit, snapping. Some of us play Destiny, some of us play Marvel Snap. I know quite a few of us are playing Diablo 4 beta right now.
Yes,
And,
the only 3 video games on the planet: Marvel Snap, Destiny, and Diablo
Destiny
4.
I'm talking about like what we have been using the Discord for lately.
Yes,
outside
the
of just
3
chilling.
genders.
Yeah. I myself though have been playing Resident Evil 4, and that game is fucking perfect.
I'm about to
It's
fire
the
up
hype.
Chia this weekend. I'm about to fire that up because that came out early this week. That
Chia?
indie game with a little island girl that turns into animals and shit.
Oh yeah,
Wild,
dude.
bro.
We were. I
I remember
remember
seeing
shitting
that.
on that game when I saw that release,
God damn.
or like not
son.
released, but like saw the reveal trailer for that. I was
I,
like,
like, 'cause
this is gonna
looks,
be
it looks a
bad.
little like blocky bullshit, but like it fucking.
yeah,
I mean,
like
the
it was like
trailer
I was
said-
it
into
was
it.
kind of charming, but apparently it's a hit. So
DJ's a hater.
I was
bro.
into it.
God
Yeah, he
damn,
is.
you hear this guy? He's a
Resident hater, man.
He's a guy. I hate John Wick, and I hate
Honestly,
he
it
is.
was just the name because it just reminded me of Chia, and then like Chia Pet.
And what did
Okay.
that just
All
triggered
right.
you or?
All right, he
Yeah.
just never
No, I
taken
hate
care of a
Chia
Chia
Pets.
pet.
Did you have a Chia pet when growing up?
No,
TJ,
he
do
didn't.
you
He's
family?
fucking 13 years
Oh.
old. Of course he never did. That was our generation. That was like guaranteed to have.
I'm just
I
wondering
was there
if,
for
like,
it.
his
I was
mom,
there
like,
for. What do you mean?
Okay, all
Like, what if
right,
somebody
all
in his
right.
family just had one, but like they decided to keep it in his room when he was a child, and then like in the middle of the night it became sentient, and he's just scared of it.
And he's like,
No,
Chia.
I'm just jealous of Chia Pets because they. I was born yesterday. They're just constantly growing. I'm perpetually being born yesterday.
There's a
and
Chia
they're
pet that's
constantly
taller
growing.
than DJ in his backyard.
Speaking of growth, why don't we move on?
Yeah, so
I hate it
this
here.
episode today is going to be about Chia Pets, and we're going to review our
Yep.
favorite Chia
Yep.
Pets.
The John Wick 4 Chia pet. It's perfect.
Yeah,
This
the
is-
John Wick 4. It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
The
John Wick
hair
Chia
grows out of his
Pet
beard.
4.
Yeah, it grows out of his beard and not the sides. You gotta
Exactly,
do 2 different kinds of
exactly.
plants.
Exactly.
Or you're
yes,
gonna
yes.
search and see if there's like a Keanu Reeves Chia Pet.
You know what? Maybe. Well, if you want to fire us off,
Guys,
maybe.
we are gonna go into our headlining topic straight away because we are reviewing John Wick 4 in the gallows.
Oh,
I clipped.
Nah, it's okay. That's okay. Girl spinner. Are we talking plants? I mean, for a second. There's a Cthulhu chia pet, according to Morbid. Oh, fuck.
Checks out. Ernell's like, I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
get
waiting
that.
for Ernest for Christmas.
I mean, shit, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, there is no Keanu Reeves chia pet, but
We should petition for one to be made.
absolutely we should. Absolutely.
We should email him and say we need your likeness to create a chia pet of you.
And he's going to be like, yeah, that's fine.
He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill it.
I'm gonna water it. I'm gonna water it all. Never continue.
Come with a gun.
Guys, we are talking John Wick 4, the seminal fourth installment in the John Wick series that was released March 24th, yesterday, 2023, directed by Chad Stahelski. I almost said that wrong.
Stahelski.
Yeah. Stahelski, with a budget of $100 million and a runtime of 2 hours and 49 minutes. Guys, we're going to get into it here. Some fun facts. Lionsgate initially scheduled the film for May 21st, 2021 release date, which would have put it in a dueling works situation with none other than an installment of Keanu Reeves' other iconic franchise, The Matrix Resurrections, which was moved to December. I remember when that was going to happen. The film's release was then delayed to May 27th, 2022, due to the pandemic delaying production, and was delayed again to March 24th, 2023, to avoid going up against Top Gun Maverick. I understand. Back then, I didn't understand, but after I saw Top Gun Maverick, I understood. You know what I'm saying there, partner? It was originally intended for this film to be produced as a movie multi-pack alongside Chapter 5. But for various reasons, it was decided to just film Chapter 4 as a standalone project. The initial cut was 225 minutes, and it took extensive trimming to bring it down to the final length, still a hefty 169 minutes. Donnie Yen's character was initially named Shang or Chang and had a costume with a Mandarin collar, traits which Yen felt were Asian stereotypes. He and the director subsequently rewrote the character, who is named Kane in the finished version of the film and wears a suit like the majority of assassins in the film. God, Kane was sick. Before the third film's release, director Chad Stahelski confirmed on a Reddit AMA thread that there had been discussion for another film and that he would be involved with the project should the threequel be successful. Despite this announcement back then, it was not confirmed if star Keanu Reeves would return for a new installment. However, he told GQ that he would carry on the role as long as the audience wanted it, saying, quote, "As far as my legs can take me, as far as the audience wants to go," end quote. Guys. I feel like the movie was like maybe 30 minutes dialogue.
Yeah.
We'll get into
and I mean
it.
that in the best way possible.
Jesus Christ. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Let's talk about some top level thoughts here and some first impressions that we had with the film. And I'll be going roundtable style here based off of our screen and not our Discord stream.
Oh, sure.
So
sure.
I'm gonna go clockwise here. Garrick, could you start us off and let us know what your top level thoughts and impressions were?
Good God, happily. Wow. This film, first and foremost, is like, it just set the bar, gold standard for what action films are going to need to be in the future, because from choreography to plot line to pacing, despite its runtime, this film just fucking headshot from start to finish. I fucking loved it. Like, first and foremost, I absolutely loved this film. It was pure action. And you know what? I have never seen Keanu Reeves do so much and also have to act so little. God damn it. Good for him.
God damn, right? God damn.
I mean,
Because like I'm pretty sure like he wasn't acting at that point. Dude just showed up to work and he was just like, everybody just call me John, but I'm just gonna go do my thing out there real quick. And we got John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah.
And like wow, like this, like all of the new characters introduced in this and the way that it sets up from Parabellum, I really enjoyed it. We knew that like they were gonna have to raise the stakes and that the high table was gonna be heavily involved. And we see that in the form of Alex Skarsgård's character, the Marquis, and I actually don't know that we ever got the bearded. Did we ever get the bearded gentleman's name?
The Harbinger.
He's the Harbinger.
Yeah.
The Harbinger. Thank you. Yeah, Harbinger. That's what it was.
Clancy Brown,
in the
baby.
Harbinger.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and God, he's been in a lot of shit lately.
God, he's so good, man. He's so fucking
But
good.
I love him.
dude.
Yeah. So like from the Harbinger to like, you know, being involved to the Marquis, and also seeing the family, like the way like the family infrastructure works, with their kind of bringing in the old ways and how that propels the story into its final act. Honestly, it all came together really well, and there wasn't a slump in this film, despite it having a really long runtime. 2 hours and 49 minutes. That's a long film. I'm pretty sure that's longer than Avengers Endgame, if I recall.
Yes.
But I didn't feel the weight of the runtime as I was watching this movie at all. Which I think is very rare with films that cross that 2 hours and 2.5 hour mark. And this somehow did it because essentially a body's dropping about every 60 seconds in this film.
Yep.
Like there like when you factor it down to like the average, like there are a lot of people dying from start to finish. And there's a lot of really cool fights. And like, I like how they kind of leaned into the neo-noir presentation that they really amped up, in Parabellum. Because it was like, it's always been sort of that, but it was more just traditional noir. They didn't really like branch out into the more like, bizarre sort of hero villain arc that they did, that, you know, like James Bond films sort of had. And I like that they sprinkled that in a little bit with our fight in Berlin with our Kroger brand Kingpin. And I was just like, from the moment to moment in this, all felt really purposeful. It did a lot with the plot with very little dialogue, and I was impressed by that. The choreography was beautiful. It amped it up in all the right directions that it did from Parabellum. I thought this was just a great sequel in the step in the right direction. And honestly, I think the biggest thing about this film was going to be difficult to not spoil things, because there actually are some consequences to the way this film trajects and its finale, and I liked that a lot. But yeah, those are my top level thoughts. I really did just love this film front to back.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I was looking into some fun facts here while you were giving your top level thoughts there. And I was curious because I knew the body count before the film started was like 299 between the first
300 something between 300.
I think it's like 299 to like 302.
I have
the body count from John Wick alone in this movie, 140.
Yeah, dude.
That's 300. Yeah, he killed 302 people in the first 3 movies.
Yeah. And
Oh
140 in this movie.
Oh my god, man. For real, dude.
And they even broke it down to like very specific stats. Like it was like 22 people died by sword, 26 people died by assault rifle, 1 person died from a book.
Yep.
Yeah, those are all stats leading. That's from 1 through 3.
Yeah. And it's just it's this movie is just wild, especially when that lasts like 30-40 minutes or so. But I'll get into that here in a bit. DJ, what are your top level thoughts about John Wick 4?
Hold on.
Get his life together. Yeah, no, I feel it. I feel it, bro.
Dude, this film was incredible. And to speak on Garrick saying that the runtime you didn't feel the weight of the runtime. If anything, you felt anxious because you're like, is it like this is coming to an end fast? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you felt like there was not enough time because of the way they paced it and the way the stakes were set up. Like, especially during like the last act of the film. Like
Fuck off.
Garrick put it perfectly, like the choreography, everything. This is action front to back. Like even even in the first scene when he's punching the shit out of whatever the fuck, right? And then you get that monologue from King, and you know it's just setting up like this epic fucking thing. I don't know if it's just my theater, like they just cranked the volume up because like every time he hit that fucking punch, the whole fucking room shook.
It was the sound design. It was the sound design.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
I was like, okay,
I was like,
crazy, dude.
like it set the tone. You're like, we're about to be into some deep fucking hard shit, and the marquee, like that setup. I kept laughing to myself the whole movie because you know it gives me an extra excuse to hate French people.
God. Oh shit.
okay.
Okay.
You
could
guys
be
weren't
more
thinking
from
about that?
Louisiana than you are right now.
You
Oh my
guys don't-
god.
you guys weren't thinking about how they're French.
Oh.
I don't like French people. But anyway, number two,
You're like teetering on the line. It's like I don't know if that's too much right now.
It's not racism. I mean,
it's not too much. I'm not French people can be over there.
moving on.
Ethnicicism is not a real thing. So I mean, like, anyways,
Well, John Wick does kill a lot of French people in this movie, so
he does, like, a fair amount.
But
Yes.
those French people kill other people, so honestly, it's fair.
Who's a real bad guy here? You know what I mean?
For the French. Anyway, it was just so cool seeing these new characters. And they're just so interesting, especially Kane, Mr. Nobody,
Mr. Nobody, dude.
Mr. Nobody
get into.
Nuts.
Mr. Nobody's character is really interesting. Akira, for the Osaka Continental Hotel. That was really sick. It's such a fucking cool movie. Like I was like, when IGN gave it a 10, like a week ago, I'm like, no way they gave it a 10. No way they give it a 10. This has to be the greatest movie of all time. I go watch and go see it, and it is. It gets better. Like John Wick just keeps getting better with each movie, and this is the best. This is the best of the best here.
Goddamn.
Someone gave it a 1 out of 5 on Google.
Someone expected
salty.
an Oscar level performance from Keanu Reeves.
All he does is say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, that is his character. He
Yeah.
doesn't speak much. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
opening.
Gun.
That opening had me
Dude.
fucking rolling right off the cuff. Where he's, "Are you ready, John?" He's like,
Yeah.
and that's I was like, "Let's go, dude! I'm here for the ride, bro."
Yeah.
I need a gun.
Dude, it's just so he's always just so matter of fact too. Just like, I need a gun. Like, and you're just like, okay, here you go.
Sure, yeah, all right,
sure,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, his acting in the movie, it seemed he was very stoic, right? But it seemed like he did put a little bit more into like the bonds that he has with these characters compared to the other movies.
Yeah,
I did see that a lot. So I will touch on that. But like again, this movie isn't about the dialogue at all. It's not. But the story that is told by the other characters is very compelling for what's going on, especially with the lore that is derived within the table, you know? And I love how they touch on that a lot. Ernell, what are your top level thoughts?
This movie's fucking gold, dude. This movie's so fucking sick, bro. For like no fucking reason, honestly. I mean, it's very, 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 very rare that we get an action movie that is so good that the choreography can tell the story for us. And like that happens in so many moments of this movie. We're like, this is just like it is one action set piece moving into another, moving into another, moving into another, and every single one looks fucking dope. They do some of the sickest fucking cinematography choices in this movie just to carry that choreography in order for it to tell that story that we needed to tell. And they do. It's fucking supreme, dude. The choreography does more speaking in this movie than the dialogue ever absolutely needs to. Ever. Like we get the point. Like we understand what we're going into. It's the fourth John Wick movie. We knew what the fuck we were getting with this. We knew what we were signing up for. And they knew that we knew what we were signing up for. They were like, oh, fucking give it to them. Give it to him. And I was eating good watching this movie last night, dude. The action choreography in this is just outstanding. Like Chad Stahelski being a former stunt coordinator and stunt actor really, really shines in the John Wick movies, but this movie specifically, like he really just like got an opportunity to say like, listen, how can we up the ante even more? And they just said, let's just come up with some of the dopest choreography moments that we can possibly fucking think of. Let's make sure the setting looks dope as shit every single time, and everything will be great. And like the beauty of it too is like we didn't even need to rely on another 3 hours of John Wick's choreography. It was everyone's choreography. Everyone was dope as shit in this fucking movie. John Wick was super fucking sick. Our Kang, Hiroyuki Sanada was fucking dope in this movie. Donnie Yen, fucking dope in this movie. Like every single character in this movie, besides maybe the Marquis, was sick as shit. But I only have caveats with the Marquis because every single scene that he pops up, he's doing something French as fuck. Like he is he is unabashedly French, dude. Fuck this guy. Like he is like horseback riding. He's like petting horses. He's looking at paintings. Like I'm like, yo, fuck this dude. Like
fencing. Like what
so
is this
pretentious.
Oh my god.
Wait. I'll give him this though. Whenever he's recruiting Donnie Yen's character Kane, that red suit blazer with that shit looked
crazy, dude. For real.
His drip was on fire. His drip was on fire.
Have anything, I'll give them their sense of style in suits, man. That shit's fucking insane.
Just went fucking nuts,
I also like want to point on like the tactics that he was using to like recruit people to his cause and stuff like that. He was like he was a villain, right? Like grade A villain. 100%. Grade A villain. And I can respect the acting that Skarsgård put behind the character too, because he acted the fuck out of that character. He really did. He did that very, very well. I love this part where he's talking to a specific character. I won't say who, but the character goes, he looks around. He's like, what do you mean? You can afford it. Look at you.
Yeah, dude. Well, and that's kind of the beauty of what I'm saying too, is that like this movie wasn't just a John Wick movie, and it did such a good job of expanding the universe even further than like we even like originally might have given it credit for. All the side characters in this movie feel important. They feel like they have stakes. They have a role in the story of the greater like journey that is John Wick. They don't just feel like throwaway characters. Even the bad guys feel like they're relatively important to what is going on in the greater spectrum of things. and a story that can like give us side characters that like don't really feel like side characters. They just feel like main characters that are just popping up one after another are some of the best stories that we've ever gotten. I mean, powerful side characters can make up for a lot of different things in a story. And this specifically, like, we've been invested to a good handful of these side characters already between Winston, between the Bowery King, and like all these guys we've known from the prior movies. But how they were able to introduce new characters and immediately get us invested into those characters right off the cuff was beautiful. It was so fucking well put together.
Not only just new characters, but new characters that have a rich history with the main characters of the movie too.
Yeah.
And how they incorporated it and how it didn't feel forced as well.
So bottom line, I think that this movie does a phenomenal job of telling the story, a phenomenal job of wrapping up a lot of loose ends that we had from the last three stories. The cinematography choices that they make in this are just out of this fucking world. I mean, there's one scene that, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's one like single pan scene that we get that is just like over the top, like top down view, and it's just one of the fucking coolest things I've ever seen in a goddamn movie ever, let alone in an action movie using it the way that they did. If there's one thing that I'm sure we can all agree on, one of the coolest parts of the John Wick franchise is that they gamified action movies. Like the entire John Wick franchise feels like a video game that we're like sort of experiencing like retroactively. And this movie amplifies that to every extent you could possibly fucking ask for, because every single action set piece is just another chapter of this fucking video game that we're experiencing. Garrick.
Multi-phase boss fights, dude. Like,
are you fucking
it's
kidding me?
so video gameified. Like, really, like there was definitely like literally, like when one of the boss fight characters that you could say in this movie was just like, why won't you die?
Yeah.
So fucking magnificent, dude. And so yeah, I mean, like everything that came with this movie was gold. My last take here, Donnie Yen is probably carrying a majority of this movie that John Wick, Keanu Reeves is not by himself. Donnie Yen is perfect in this movie. I was like a little bit troped at first having his character be what he is, because I was like, well, we've seen this before, right?
From Rogue One.
But yeah, exactly. But he, like, for whatever reason, he can play a blind character surprisingly fucking well.
Yo,
it was the way they used his tactics and stuff.
Yeah,
that I
dude.
found so
Detail.
interesting.
The motion sensors, the way that he would use his cane
his
to like
tapping, his like hand gestures,
and
his
like
movement.
sliding around things, and like when he would
did his
shoot,
homework.
he'd just be like, you know what I mean?
Dude, like, and
He'd just like spray.
that's what was so cool about it, is like his choreography was like made to compensate for the fact that his character is blind, and the, like you can feel why people are horrified by this guy. Like even John in the story is kind of like, oh, fuck me, man. Like, and he's
like, imagine if a motherfucker could see. Like,
yeah, no, for real, dude. And just like they did such a good job with Donnie Yen's character as Kane. It just, I was just blown fucking away by a majority of this movie. But by the time we get to the end, fucking Kane is still like, oh my god, he was so good. Fuck off.
Fuck off. That cracked me up so
Oh my god, me and Devin were fucking went ballistic, dude. Like you could hear us fucking giggling real loud when he said that. Oh my god, it was so good. Anyways, yes, Devin, what about you, dude? What were your top level thoughts of this movie?
I first of all, I want to touch on one of the most impressive things I think I've seen in cinema was the colorway and cinematography of this movie.
Oh my
we're
god,
talking
the
about
color
video
grading,
gamifying.
dude.
Like the color grading in this movie, the contrast, the uses of the blues, the oranges, the reds mixed in with like the pastel like pinks and stuff that they did, and the teals. It looked so fucking cool. It was so much of a remembrance of like Cyberpunk or like Mass Effect. You know, it was like that color grading, that seeing it in you know, real life cinema, especially with the soundtrack that was backing it up. Like we had all the old hits from the previous three movies with a couple of new things added in, and the use of that cinematography and the soundtrack with the choreography really like drove the movie to the end, right? Like it brought us to that finish goal, and it kept you interested the whole time, even outside of the well-written plot, the characters that they introduce, the way that they developed it. It was a spectacle, and visually it was just a visual spectacle, especially with the action. And you don't really get that much. You'll get like really heavy CGI and like a lot of like fantasy movies or like Marvel or DC, right? And it looks cool, but there was like almost no CGI in this movie, right? Besides like maybe some of the kills and stuff like that with the blood and
Yeah, for sure.
But like it was just visually entertaining, and it kept me on the edge of my seat, not in a fearful way, but in an excited way, right? The movie is exciting start to finish, and it really does make you think, because you have all these characters that are like, John, you know where this is going. Why are you doing this still? Like the consequences are laid out in front of him the whole time. And he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
And I love the introduction of characters that are like his best friends, essentially, right? We're finally meeting those characters, because you hear about the stories in the other movies, but you get to see it now. You get to see the connection he actually has with people, because in all the other movies, he had like Winston, right?
Yeah.
That was his big connection, right? Through the other three.
Yeah, it's some
there's
like past
more-
history with some people that were like bad past history, like Halle Berry's character in the last movie. Like there's some stuff, but rarely does he have friends, right? And this is a staple for that.
And these are his friends. Also, we got a fucking samurai fight scene finally.
Dude,
movie,
fucking
like,
I knew
on.
having Hiro playing Shimazu was like, oh my god, dude, I fucking was so
Hiro and Donnie Yen together in a movie.
Dude,
I need more of it.
No, period, 100%. But I think one of like the cool things too is like how they sort of set up where like the managers of the hotel are sort of just these very like ominous, like threatening beings that you don't really know why they're so threatening until you see them in action, right? Like Winston's threatening because he's smart. Like he's always kind of like one step ahead of everybody else. But Shimazu for the Tokyo Continental being just a straight up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Japan. Being like this basically neo samurai was the hardest fucking decision they could have fucking made with him. That was so dope.
Not only that, but like a Yakuza leader too.
Basically, yeah, that's how they should. Because
crazy.
there's the scene. I mean, this doesn't spoil anything, but there's a scene where he's like, "We have guests on the way. Be prepared to show them like modesty or something like that." And like
hospitality,
and they get other. Oh shit! And they like put out their cigarettes and they all grab fucking katanas. No, what the fuck? That's the hardest line ever, dude.
Right? They like all
grabbing,
open
like,
like
bows
they
and
open
arrows
some
and
like
katanas.
kitchen cabinets, and it's like you're like they're cooking, but they ain't cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
Yeah.
baby,
They're
let's go.
carrying heat, and they're not firearms.
God damn, baby. Anyways, Devin, continue.
Yeah, but the way that the whole the climax of the movie was right there. Actually, no. Before I get there, the nightclub scene, the use of water in the nightclub scene. Holy crap, that was so fucking cool.
So
And,
fucking
like,
dope, dude.
Like when they would walk through the doorways, and you would see it was like the water was on motion sensors, and the water would like split for people, so people were
Oh, so cool, dude.
so cool.
So fucking cool.
And then
man.
also Nobody. I think that's one of my newer favorite characters, and I really want to see them expand on that character as well.
Me,
I love that he had a dog.
yeah.
And we do know that there is a TV series that is coming out called The Continental.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that we get to see some of these characters from this movie and from some of the other movies get reintroduced. And he's one of those ones specifically I want to see. Especially because you see his little book that he had too. Like all the different
John Wick
information
study that he has. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tracker.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, DJ?
I was gonna say, well, first off, I wanted to be like, yeah, I wanted. There's one scene the only like I guess nitpick thing I have about this movie is that some of these characters that I wanted to see more of, like there's this one scene where they're at the train in still in Osaka, and Akira's like tells John, it's like, who is that? And then John's like, a friend. And then Akira's like, well, if you don't kill him, I will. And then Akira doesn't show up at all. Like I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
when is Akira gonna show
Yeah.
up? Right.
Yeah.
And then my second thing was I feel like Mr. Nobody's character is a jab at the film Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, because
How can it be a
that's the-
jab if it's by the same person?
But like, or it's like a little joke that they have, because like the way they set up his lines, like it's like, who are you? It's like, oh, I'm nobody. Like just how the other film is, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think not a jab, maybe like an Easter egg, or like yeah, like this kind of like
It could
this
be
is
a hard. It could be a
connection.
hardy joke because nobody kind of was sort of play as a sort of like mirrored effect of John Wick, generally speaking. So it could be like an inside joke that they did that way. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Nobody was more the comedic form of John Wick. I feel like by the
If
the
John
same
Wick
director.
still had his wife.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
His wife
Yeah.
never got taken, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Devin, continue on.
Yeah, and highlighting on the multi-level bosses, right? Like they did that consistently throughout the film, and it was great. And also, I love the introduction of characters that are somehow working against John, but also working with him at the same time. I love when they did that. That was probably a highlight. The club scene specifically.
Yeah, those non-allegiant characters were really interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
very much
I
so.
love the way that they were written, man. I love that. It's just like it's showing the how these characters don't want to do something but feel like they really have to do something,
Yeah.
and because of the stakes that they have behind them and in front of them at the same time. I love how they did that instead of just going, oh, I want to kill him because I want to be rich, like, because that's what most assassins you see in movies, right? That's what
Well,
you see usually.
Yeah, and that was sort of like the interesting part about the Trackers storyline too. And again, I don't want to spoil anything because we're doing spoiler free, but like his character is interesting because obviously his motive is money, but he's crossed the entire story about really do I need that money, because John Wick's
Yeah.
not that bad of a guy, and so like
Is
there's
it
there's
worth it?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a whole bunch of layers to all of the side characters that don't really have allegiances, and then like even the ones that do, like those characters are so well fleshed out. Like everyone in this movie is interesting as fuck, man. Like I couldn't get enough, dude.
Yeah, and to top off the plot of this movie, it introduces so many subplots that didn't get resolutions in a way in this movie, but also set up plots for future cinema or TV series.
Yeah.
Which I respect the fuck out of it, because it set it up in an exciting way. In a way, I wonder how that's going to play out.
Absolutely.
Especially with DJ talking about Akira. We won't go into why there is a plot to be had right there, but Akira herself is an interesting character that definitely I thought did deserve to be in the movie more, like DJ said. But I feel like she has a big enough story to tell where she could get her own plot line.
She might be in
at
the
this point.
Continental. Yeah, I mean, like she could get
Yeah,
a
she
whole
might be.
storyline there. Oh,
Yeah.
Garrett, go ahead.
The Continental actually takes place in the 70s, and it's Winston's rise to power.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
I think
But
they're
we
also
are
doing
still
other
getting
spin-offs, though, right?
we are getting Ballerina, which is going to be another film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, there's more films. We didn't actually stay for a post-credit scene that I found out about after the fact, by the way.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
going to mention that too. There was a post-credit scene.
Okay.
Damn it! We were waiting for it, and we're like in the theater, but then it
Yeah,
hit
the
like,
lights came
action
on.
credit. Yeah, I was
In
like,
our
oh
theater.
fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, top level thoughts. Movie was great. Cinematography was great. Choreography was great. Plot, writing, I loved it. Great movie.
DJ, you had your hand up earlier on. What were you gonna say?
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. It was
Oh, no.
it was in reference to something that Devin said, but
Was it with Akira?
I think it was before Akira.
before that,
Because you were
I was
you were
I was trying to mention one scene. We were talking about the over the top down.
Mhm.
Uh, the end of that scene, right? You guys know what happens.
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah. No,
John
that hit.
John was like, he had a choice, and I think that goes so much deeper, like because he doesn't because he sees nobody as like an equal, and he's like, see if what happened to me, I don't want that happening to him because he actually needs that dog, right?
Yeah,
So I think that was a really cool thing, that
yeah.
interaction.
I liked how there was callbacks to the original movie quite a bit in this movie, and that scene specifically hit really hard. And also, I won't go into detail at all, but did anybody feel as hurt as I felt within the first 20 minutes of this movie?
Sharon.
Fucking
Yeah.
God
devastated,
damn,
dude.
God
It
damn,
was an
man.
honor, my friend.
Yeah,
It very
yeah.
much was.
Like, yeah. RIP, great send off. But yeah, Garrick, what would you rate John Wick for?
To me, this is cinema. This is a 10 out of 10. I had no issues with this film.
Mhm. Hell yeah, DJ, what would you rate John Wick for?
Gotta say it, man. 10 out of 10, brother. This is the best Wick film in the Wickian universe. This is the best one. That's what they call it,
bro. What a wiki.
No, that's what they called it. That's
Yeah,
what's the
the
Hellsing.
Wickian
It's the
universe.
Wickian universe.
Yeah.
When I was looking up fun facts on Wikipedia earlier.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm here all week, guys.
No.
I'm here all week.
I know. What would you rate John Wick for?
John Wick 4 is a 10 out of 10, gentlemen. God damn, this movie is a 10 out of 10. If there's ever an action movie that is a 10 out of 10, this is fucking it, bro. This is it, bro.
Guys, this movie set the bar for action movies. This is a seminal picture that deserves to be watched immediately in the movie theater. Like they try to get you wouldn't watch this on this screen, would you? But this movie is deserving of seeing in theaters. 10 out of 10, straight across the boards.
Unanimous.
This is a
Gentlemen,
perfect
yes.
action movie. Perfect. Go see John Wick. If you want to see violence, if you want to see character development, if you want to see heartbreak, go watch this movie.
God, this
Oh,
movie's so
but
fucking
I
good,
do have
dude.
to say, you do have to suspend your disbelief a bit. Like you have to like maintain it yourself in a certain one of the scenes, because it does get a little crazy. But you're seeing a John Wick film. Remind yourself of that when you're watching the film.
And you have to remember too, he's the Baba Yaga. Everybody's scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking into the post-credit scene, and that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. DJ might
Yep.
get exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking dope. That's dope. So my question for you guys, you talked about this movie having a lot of great characters in this. Who was your guys' favorite like side character in this movie?
Oh, easily Kane. Easily.
Kane.
Like
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I mean, let's make it harder then, right? Because I'm sure we can maybe all agree that Kane's kind of like, Kane's kind of a main character, right? Because he's sort of like the main accidental
involved
driving, like force for the
Yeah.
antagonism. So what about some other characters, like the other sort of like general side characters that you guys love?
I forgot his name already, but the character that Hero played was fucking great,
Yeah,
especially because
yeah.
his history with John. I liked him quite a bit. If I was to put a second character behind him, it's easily Nobody.
Good old Tracker, baby. Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
That dog, man. The fucking dude.
Nuts.
Marilyn was lost her shit during that one scene, like near the end of the movie, and she's like, and I was like, oh, and then we were like, fine. And I was like, thank fucking God for
It's
that,
fine,
man.
it's fine.
Oh God, it's okay, cool, we're good. They didn't do that. But also, what a badass dog, dude. What a badass fucking that dog was fucking in it, dude. I love it.
Also, I highly appreciate the use of dogs in the John Wick movies, and for that being a driving force for characters.
The first one was enough. The first loss was enough. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Garrick, what about you?
We could have seen more of John Wick's dog, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I know. What a bummer.
Yeah. I actually I think this time around my favorite side character was absolutely Tracker or Mr. Nobody. I just thought I loved his journal. I loved that we got like drip drops of like character from him, but it just enough to kind of be like, who the fuck is this kid? Where the fuck did this guy come from? And why are we here? And like, but it never felt like you were like lost with him. You were just like, okay, like he's clearly got a motivation, and it seems surface level, but like you're just like, but he seems so conflicted about it that something else is obviously going on that's driving this character to make his choices. And like honestly, at the end of the film, if there was another character I was just like, I really want to see like a spin-off with this character, goddamn, I want to see a spin-off with Mr. Nobody so badly.
Mm-hmm.
God, man. The final scene where he's cracking the fuck up. I was like, oh yeah, he's good, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking good, man. And that actor, dude, I don't even really, so his name's Shamir Anderson. And I've never like really seen him in a whole lot. I know he's in a few things, like he was in Awake.
I don't see you guys making jokes about him selling cocaine at skate parks, though.
I mean, he looked like he sold more than cocaine. He was in that movie Awake on Netflix where like everyone's like falling asleep. Do you remember that movie? And, like there's the woman
I
and her
never watched it.
daughter, and her daughter.
I
is,
never
like,
watched it.
Oh, dude, that movie is fun. It's bad. It's not that great, but like
That's why I didn't watch it.
It was a cool concept, but he killed it in that. But like I've never really seen him in much else at all. And seeing him in this movie last night, he was fucking outstanding. Like I want to see this guy in more movies, dude. Like he killed it.
He deserves a movie. I think he deserves a movie.
He deserves it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think there's lots of story to be told for these characters, especially with the high table still being as strong as it is.
Oh, absolutely. Garrick, thank you. DJ, what about you? Who's your favorite side piece?
We already know. We know.
It's gotta be Mr. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like he's super cool. It's mysterious. He has that like I want to know more about his character because he's like why does he have an emotional support animal, right? Because could he have like any other like ADHD or he might be on the spectrum a little bit, and that would be really cool to see that. I think he's such a cool character. I think that hits him. But second place goes to Akira though. Akira is going crazy in that Osaka hotel, like flipping, doing all this fucking fighting. That dude on the stairs who kept crawling, she used to fucking knifing the shit out of his
Oh my
back.
god, dude, that was fucking dope, dude. I was a little bummed out though because like 99% of the people in this movie have like Kevlar protection in like their suits and shit like that. Like a majority of the characters do. She was like the only one that did not. Like I was like, what the fuck? Why
she's
wouldn't
a concierge.
Her father didn't either.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, she's wearing like this bodysuit that looks like good, but it looks like it should be like protected, and like Hero's just kind of wearing like traditional like Japanese garb, right? But like I don't know.
I think she had traditional Japanese over hers.
Yeah, I think hers was more like ninja garb, like modern ninja garb is what she kind of had. If you remember though, the only things that were like Kevlar reinforced were the actual suits. It was only the suits.
Yeah, like the,
Because,
the
like,
blazers, right? The jacket itself,
yeah.
right.
Because they
Yeah,
emphasize that when they take them off, the shells,
And the vests.
fucking
falling
bullets
off.
fall out.
With their little like
Yeah.
jacket covering their face, shit. It was so fucking
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah, it was the vest that they wore underneath, and the blazers themselves were Kevlar reinforced,
Mhm.
but everything else, pants, all that, weren't. Because I don't know if you noticed in the movie, he would purposely shoot people in the legs and the foot to like get it so they would expose their head and stuff like that. He would do that. Also the like riot armored enemies in the movie, the way that he would have to take those guys down.
well, I mean,
so
like
cool.
they kind of introduced those guys at the end of Parabellum, where he has to fight them in the Continental, but them having Oni masks now because they're like the Japanese ones was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, that's dope.
The entire
detail.
fucking costume design and set design of this movie. Oh, I want that person to win a fucking Oscar. Whoever was responsible for that.
Yeah,
I hope this film does get some nominations.
I mean, there's no way it doesn't get nominated for Best Action Film. I mean, it's getting damn near perfect scores from most outlets. So there's no way it doesn't, right?
I wish
and
there
it's
was
Keanu Reeves, man. It's Keanu
awards
Reeves.
for the past
He's hot.
10 decade or like the last 10 years. I mean, give us a decade award because this action movie is like, oh shit, man. Oh shit.
Also, watching this movie made me appreciate Bullet Train even more too, by the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, Bullet Train's fucking magnificent, but like, for all the reasons Bullet Train is good, is all the reasons that John Wick 4 is good.
Exactly.
Right, and vice versa.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Yeah. Guys, John Wick 4, 10 out of 10. Go watch it immediately. Like literally, go. It's not often that I say go see a movie in theaters right now, and I'm saying that right now.
Yeah.
Go see John Wick 4.
Go see it.
Yeah.
Garrick's seeing it tomorrow.
In theaters. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go see it again. I think I might. I think I might.
I
actually offered to our friend Gio. I was like, hey, if you want to go see it, I'll see it with you.
yeah. Like I took my brother on Thursday, and I'm going with Storm tomorrow.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go see it again. My brother wants to see it too, really bad. He's like, how was it? I was like, it's really good. He's like,
perfection.
He's like, does he die? I'm like, go see the fucking movie.
Fucking nerd.
Like, why are you asking me, man?
Why are you asking questions about a movie you haven't seen, you wiener?
Yeah. No, I was like, you've seen the other three, right? He's like, yeah, I love them. I'm like, then go see it.
No, what are you doing, man? He's sleeping on
guys, there you have it. 10 out of 10. We love the movie. Obviously, we can't stop talking about it. Please let us know what you think of John Wick 4 after you see it. Hit us up in Discord, hit us up in the comments down below here on YouTube. Whatever way you want to talk about this movie, just do it. Tweet about it, message us, slide in the DMs, do the damn thing, right? Let's talk about our schedule for the rest of the week here. Tuesday, we're doing another GK podcast episode 202, 202 episodes. What the fuck, man? Let's talk recent game announcements. Guys, we're going to talk about games that are coming out and things that were just announced recently. I think we all have a little bit we can share.
Been a lot. There's been some games that have been getting some like
hefty
shadow
things coming.
announcements, man. God damn. There's
Mind's
Eye. Have you guys seen the trailer for Mind's Eye yet? That fucking game looks insane, dude. Like there's oh my god. We'll talk about it on Tuesday.
Yeah. We'll talk about it here. Wednesday, we're doing another Ocean Shrine story time where crime boss Roque City. That's right. That's going to be Ernell right here Wednesday, 7 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. East Coast time.
Hey,
Look at this motherfucker.
Let's fucking go,
He's
baby.
Bro, you
dancing.
playing
He's
with
dancing.
randoms? You're gonna play that shit with randoms?
I'm gonna try. You know what I'm saying?
That's like playing Payday with randoms.
I mean, we'll try. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see how that goes.
I don't even know what I'm signing up
Thursday.
for, but I'm looking to it.
Yeah. Thursday, we are doing another Shipwreck Show live right here at Good Kraken Forwards or twitch.tv/. Good Kraken Show. I was getting a little ahead of myself, guys.
Pornhub.com/goodcrack.
Yeah, Pornhub.com. Friday, no content because we are going to go see Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. That's right. Because Saturday, we will be doing a Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves review. Same time, as we did today, and that'll be 12 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time, 3 p.m. East Coast time. Come hang out, let us know, or just tune in to see if you want to see this movie. Like we have Girl Spit in chat and Arzier, who have not watched John Wick 1 through 3, and now they feel compelled to do so. So come
really,
hang, have a good
I'm, like,
time.
Kind of excited for Dungeons and Dragons next weekend. I'm like kind of really excited for that movie.
Me too.
I'm not saying
good
it
things.
looks like a good movie. It looks like a really fun movie. You know,
It's getting like 8 fives.
is it really?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun to talk about. Like I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
There's that dude from The Quarry in it, and he's an amazing actor, by the way. He has a ton of range. That dude has a ton of range.
It looks like Chris Pine, how he was in the first Star Trek movie.
And I like that.
Yeah, I love that
That's a good
version of Chris Pine.
Yeah,
That's a good Chris Pine. Guys, this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you've enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. Yarg. Come on. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken, ! And leaving a review there.
The best
But
podcast
until next
in
time.
Turkey.
Huh?
The greatest podcast in Uzbekistan.
Oh god, I love
The
it.
greatest podcast in Mesopotamia.
The greatest podcast to grace 302 BC.
The greatest podcast across the North Atlantic equator.
We gotta get on out of here, everybody. But until next time, fuck off.
You're listening to the greatest podcast in Antarctica.
Nuts.